start with, let me give you a brief introduction about College Dunia. So College basically it's a search portal which allows students to search about their courses and fees and anything and everything related to higher education. So we have with us the Dean of State School of Design, Mr. Thomas Dell. And so sir, welcome to College Dunia. Thank you for this interview. And so the first question which comes to my mind is, how is State School of Design different from the various design courses which are already being offered in India? So be it from NIF, from NID. So what is the value proposition which you have?
So Strate is a lot different from all the school that you just mentioned. We are different in a way that we are really, I'm not saying that we are better or worse or this kind of stuff. I say that we are offering a different approach to design. That is not the typical Indian approach to design. We are offering a mix between international and Indian design approach. That is very interesting. The way of teaching is completely different way also because we are more integrating the student into a corporate world than being a real school. This is really making a big difference. And we are also different in a way that Strate is really aiming at teaching students for what's coming. It means we are not teaching for the job of today or tomorrow. We are teaching the students towards the job of 5 years from now. So we are really making a big difference in the teaching of what we teach, of the content of what we teach. And we are really aiming at what's coming and not what is already.
Okay, that's great, sir. So, sir, if you could tell us a little bit about the course which is being offered, as in like from where would a student get the degree and from where would he get the diploma? So how is the structure of this course?
So Strate is linked with a university. Okay, we are offering a bachelor and a master from this university. So it means students will do a 3 years bachelor with us. And after this 3-year bachelor, they will get a graduation from the university. That's an official UGC recognized graduation, a bachelor in design. And after that, they will also receive from Paris a certification and also ECTS credits. ECTS credits are credits for, it's called ECTS, stands for European Credits Transfer System. Okay, so they will get these credits from Strate Paris in order to allow them to move to other European universities if they want to pursue further their studies after the bachelor. And also it's going to allow them to join any international schools with these ECTS credits. So after 3 years, they've got a bachelor from the UGC, from University of Indian University. They receive a certification from Strate, and they receive the ECTS credits that are recognized from the French government. If they decide to go for the 2 more years of masters, they will also receive a master from our Indian university partner, okay, which is recognized by the UGC. They will also recognize RNCP level 7 graduation from France, from the French government. RNCP level 7 is the equivalent to master. Okay, we don't call them master in design in France, it's another way of doing stuff. So it's called RNCP level 7. So they will get this from France, and they will also get the equivalence in terms of ECTS credits.
That's great, sir. So, sir, if you could tell us...
It means that after 5 years in Strate, student will get a bachelor, a certificate, a master from India, an equivalent of master from Europe that is RNCP level 7. So out of 5 years, you will get the two masters from Strate, one bachelor and one certificate. While other schools are offering out of 6 years, only one master and one bachelor from India. So we are doing shorter and we are offering more in terms of graduation. This is what we do.
That's great, sir. So, sir, talking about the course, so I understand it's a 5-year integrated course where a student has an option that he can, continue it for 3 years and do his bachelor, either he can go for masters. So, what kind of specializations are available for him, and when can he choose these specializations?
Okay, so so in Strate, we are only aiming at the benefits of our students.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, we were offering like all the schools students were supposed to choose for the first year, but we realized that it was making a lot of problems because students, when they join a design school, they might not know exactly what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They know that they want to do design, but they don't know it. Product design, interaction design, identity. Generally, they are in a little bit of in a vague area there. So we modified and evolved our program in order to propose to the students to enter the school in year 1, that is foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in foundation, we are going to expose them to the 5 streams of design that we are proposing right now. So product design, transportation design, interaction design, visual, brand identity and visual communication, and space design. So we expose them to these 5 areas. They have got some projects, they discover what it is. And after the year 1, we ask them, okay, out of these 5, you just have to remind to select 3. Mm-hmm. Then they go to year 2.
Okay.
And in year 2, we are going deeper into these 3 different fields.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, so we are exposing them again to projects, to a person from the industry coming and explaining the work, working with them, and something like that. And at the end of year 2, students will choose one specialization. That will be the final specialization for the bachelor. Mm-hmm. And for the master, if they want to continue to the master.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sir. So, sir,
5 departments: products. Mm-hmm. Products. Mm-hmm. I think we are lagging. There is a lag in the recording. In the transmission. So, products, transport, interaction, brand identity and visual communication, and space design.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sir, got it. So, sir, talking about the courses, so one big question which is always there in the mind of a student while he chooses a program is what kind of future prospects does he have, as in what kind of career opportunities he can go into. So if you could just throw some light upon the opportunities which lie ahead for students.
So in Strate, Strate is a school that is existing since more than 30 years in France. Mm-hmm. We've got a branch in Singapore. We've got a second school in France, that is Lyon. We are going to open another school. So it's a school that is existing for more than 30 years. Mm-hmm. We've got a lot of alumni all over the world. So it's expanding the possibilities of our students all over the world. And we've got a lot of networks, so they can go nearly everywhere. There's not one of the big design studio in the world where there's not a Strate alumni there. Okay, so this is for the context. After, in terms of opportunities, the world is evolving. You've noticed that everything is going digitally very quickly. The COVID situation was an accelerator of this change that is happening, and the digital world is taking over. So for product designers, for interaction designers, even for the space design, which is involving a lot of interactive communication now for your plan and things like that, all this is getting more and more in demand from the industry, because the industry that was before is changing, evolving, and they don't know how to evolve. Mm-hmm. And in order to decide and to change, they need designers to be getting inside the teams to help them to evolve towards something. So they need creative mind to help them to discover what to evolve towards. Mm-hmm. And this is why designers are in a big demand these days, and going to increase in the coming years even more. Mm-hmm. I really believe that in 5 to 10 years, there will be no middle or big company with no designer inside and design studio inside. So it's a big scope to fill. But here again, there is designer and designer. Okay? And there will be scope for designers that are able to cope with creating new stuff from scratch, and not designers that are just going to be the one doing what has been told to them. So here you will see a contrast between 2 kinds of education of design. And there will be the designers, and there is the design leads. And Strate is more into the design leads teaching. How to make designers more into the leading positions than more just the doing positions.
Mhm. Okay, sir. So, sir, now any conversation nowadays is incomplete without mentioning COVID-19 and how it has possibly had an impact on your program, and what precautions are you taking, and is there any change in teaching pedagogy because of that? So if you could tell us a little bit about that.
So yes, of course, the teaching pedagogy have changed in Strate, not because of wearing a mask or giving space to the students in between the tables. The changing, we evolved completely the pedagogy, and what Strate is going to do next year is going to be completely different from what was done last year, because the world has changed with this COVID. Okay, so of course we will respect space, social distancing. We'll spread over our hours in order to be sure that students will not mix too much. So this is security stuff that we will do, of course. But in terms of core thinking of what Strate is offering to the students, everything has changed. We are going to focus more on the new problems of the world that are, the exploding of the technologies, the fact that the businesses have evolved completely from what they were before to what they are going to be now. It means that ownership is something that is outdated now. People want to use services when before they wanted to own things. So it's for cars, for bikes. Now you've got the Yulu, that is you're renting the bike, you don't buy it anymore. All this is evolving in terms of society. People are working from home now, and the full business model have changed. So the going to office and coming back is changed. So the walls of cars, the structures, the infrastructure, the space design, all this has evolved. So if design schools are not evolving with the world, will be outdated very quickly. And the teaching that we are planning, and this is the first question you asked me, what is the difference between Strate and other schools? That Strate is really aiming at teaching for what's coming and not for what was. If I was staying to teach like last year, I would be exactly like all the other schools. But I completely drastically changed the content of my course to adapt to a new situation that is the new world. I've got a long presentation about Strate that is saying, from one world to another. And this is this transition from the old world to the new one that is coming. That is the base of what we teach in Strate. And this is what we evolved this year. And this evolution of our syllabus has been done not only by me, on my desk like that. It has been worked with different design schools all over the world. We are part of Cumulus. Cumulus is the association of all the design schools all over the world. We are part of WTO, World Design Organization. So all these think tanks have helped us to work our education, design, but also we are very, very strongly linked with all the industry in India, but all over the world, to adapt all this pedagogy towards the real needs of the industry in the coming years. So we really evolve everything towards one goal, actually two goals. One is being sure that our students will get a job, a good job, and second, that this job is going to aim at making a better world. The motto of Strate is making the world more simple, fair, and beautiful.
That's great, sir. So, sir, faculty plays a very important role in the overall education of a child. And so I would want to know, what kind of faculty mix does Strate have, and how do you make sure that you get quality faculty for the students?
So, I believe that there's no good school without good teacher. So, I'm the dean of this school, so I'm checking all the budget and with that. So, on all the bigger part of my expense are towards teachers. Because in Strate, we are really willing to get good teachers, because this is, according to me, the relationship between a teacher and a student is the only real thing that can happen. You can have a crappy infrastructure with very good teacher, you will do marvels. if you got a super nice infrastructure but you don't have good teachers, you will not have good school.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are lucky because we've got a very nice infrastructure and we've got a very, very good teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to recruit my teachers, what I'm looking at mostly is if they fit the Strate philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
I just shared a little bit with you just before the philosophy of Strate, making the world more simple, fair, and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is what we are looking at. Teachers with good values, something like that. But also there is something specific about Strate, is that we are not looking too much into full-time faculties.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is very simple. When you're having a school, if you hire full-time faculties, you need to make them teach this much of hours.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly when they are expert in graphic design, let's say, you will not have this much of hours of graphic design expertise to teach. So you will make them teach this much of graphic design, and the rest will be other things.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this teacher is not going to be an expert. Mm-hmm. So what our call is on teaching is that we will not hire a lot of full-time faculty in Strate. We'll hire visiting teachers that are going to be experts in one thing. It means the advantage for me is very, very big. When I need to teach 30 hours of an expertise about psychology of forms and shapes and colors, I can pick someone and make him teach 30 hours. When I need to teach semantic of the object, or I need to teach ethnography, I will pick someone that is super accurate from the industry to teach this 100 hours, 200 hours. Mm-hmm. So it's allowing me to have experts in all the domains and every single course that I'm teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them will be coming from industry. They are not going to be teachers with PhDs and things. They are coming from the education. They are going to come from the industry. They are practitioners. They are guys that are working in the industry that are going to teach my students things that they are doing the day before. If they were working on computers in one way, mm-hmm. they are going to teach the same thing to my students, not something that they've learned 20 years ago before becoming a teacher. Mm-hmm. So it means that this way of using teachers is going to give me two very big advantages: to have experts for every subject, and to have teachers that are going to be updated and very updated with what the industry is doing right now. And another point that is beneficial is that these teachers, most of them are having jobs already. Mm-hmm. So they are not teaching just for the money. They are teaching because they want mm-hmm. to teach, because they want to share. Mm-hmm. Okay? So the relationship with the students is completely different then. Mm-hmm. You're not going to the office growling every day. You're coming with a smile because you're going to have fun working on projects on your passion subject with students. Mm-hmm. They are going to challenge you. So this is completely changing the full relationship between students and teacher. And this is, plus all the other facts, is making my courses super enjoyable. And you can ask all my students, they are having fun, they are working hard, and they are progressing super quick.
Mm-hmm. Great, sir. I absolutely agree with your thought process. This is the way to go ahead, having industrialists. People from the industry, when they teach, it brings a different kind of expertise and students learn a lot from them. So, sir, a final question from my end. Now that students, they are making their choices to select the school to go to. So what message would you give to the prospective students who are looking to join design courses this year? How should they think? How should they select the right school for them?
So, first of all, they should be looking at schools and not at names. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that, there are some very well-known schools that are super known, that are hiring 2,000 people a year. Mm-hmm. And they are more, these big schools are well-known, but doesn't mean that they are the best schools for them. Mm-hmm. Okay? It doesn't mean here that they are bad schools. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that it might be not the one for them. Okay? Mm-hmm. Students, in order to learning design is a long journey. It's a difficult journey. There's a lot of work involved. There is some, up and down in terms of your energy, in terms of morals. So passion is something that needs to drive you out.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to be sure that you're finding the good school, it needs to be the school that is speaking to your guts.
Mm-hmm.
You need to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need just to take the big names because, you know, they are the big names.
Mm-hmm.
Try to go and check other schools because you might resonate with one of them and find some links, you know, passion, energy, the spirit, you know, might be different in one school than the other. It might link, you know, and speak to you. And because, you know, I believe that more and more in the industry, in the recruitment industry of design, names and graduations are less and less valuation. You know, there's no valuation to the paper that you're going to bring to the table and the name of the school you're going to come from.
Mm-hmm.
What is going to make a big difference is the passion that you're going to put in your work and the portfolio that you're going to bring. Mm-hmm. And this is not coming from the name of the school. This is coming from the relationship you got with your fellow classmates and with your teachers. Mm-hmm. And this is where, you know, you need to feel the school you're going to. It's 5 years of investment of time and energy and sweat and tears that is going to lead to your life after. Mm-hmm. Take it in the good direction. Make what you like. Because if you do something that you like during your study, you will end up doing something that you like for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And in order to choose the good school, the best truth-telling way is to speak with students. Mm-hmm. Get in touch with the design school that you're aiming at. Speak with the students. Ask them, how is this school? How is this? How is that? Do you enjoy? Having fun? Is it really what you were expecting? Speak to them. Mm-hmm. This is the real truth. Because, you know, people like me, we are used to speak and say good stuff about our schools. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that everyone will tell you good stuff about the school, that we are the best, we are doing this work. Mm-hmm. This is marketing. This is sales. Mm-hmm. Students will tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. So connect with them. Go to the Instagram of the schools. Mm-hmm. Try to see if you find some names of some students. Try to see if you find some alumni. Not to the big one, not the big one, you know, the big well-known alumni, because this one will always tell you, yes, it's a very good school. But go to the students that are already in today. Mm-hmm. They will be the good one to tell you the truth of the reality of the school. If it's working it, if they are having fun, if they are learning well, if the school is cheating them or not, if the industry link is real or not, if all this. And this is my advice to students. Listen to your guts, but in order to listen to your guts, first you have yourself to do your own homework, to go and check what is the reality on the ground of each university and each school you are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Absolutely, sir. So, sir, thank you so much for your time. And it was a pleasure to interact with you. And I'm sure our students, when they watch this video, it will ease their mental process of choosing the school. And we wish you all the best for the season.
Thank you very much. And I wish the best for all the students, joining us or not. Thank you, College Junior, for your help. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.